Happy Friday, guys. So today I'm actually gonna show you guys around my succulent garden and then actually show you guys what happened to one of my succulents that I probably overwatered and it got root rot and stem rot. So I thought I'd show you guys how you can kind of fix this, or at least try and help the plant to kind of recover. I'm hoping it's gonna recover because this actually happened to one of my Korean import succulents, so it's actually one of the pricier ones. So, but yeah, let me show you guys what happened. Alright, so here it is, this poor little guy. So this is a Echeveria akahoshi. It is a Korean import that I bought. I think it first originated from Japan, but then I got this in, I guess, imported from Korea. So yeah, look at this poor thing. It didn't start off looking like this, and then when I finally noticed it, like the actual stem and root rot, it starts to lose all its leaves. So at first it lost only a few petals, so it kind of looked like my raindrop here, where some of the leaves kind of turned yellow and got mushy. So that's when you know you kind of did overwater, or maybe a section of the water or a water kind of like stayed in one section of the plant, so it kind of rotted that area. So I plucked the leaves off, didn't think anything of it, and then I stopped watering. This is 2 weeks after I watered, and then I guess it just progressed into this. And if you take a look at the soil, it's not even really fully drying out. So there was a few problems here, but you know what, let me take it to a table so we could get a better look at it. Alright, so let's take a closer look at this plant. So I guess the first thing that you guys will notice if you guys start to have, or the plant is experiencing rot, is that the leaves will start to go limp and kind of like also rot away. So that's like the first sign that something is wrong with the plant. So what I suspected was that this is the pot that I got it from, and then it probably doesn't have enough drainage, or at least loose soil, so it maintained the water for a little bit too long. And also it's in a plastic pot, so it holds even more water. And right now it's winter, so you know the weather's a lot cooler. I'm not getting as much sun in my succulent area, so you know it's just all a combination of not letting the soil dry out fast enough. And then yeah, this is kind of what happened. Okay, so how to tell what is rot and what is not. So first thing you do, you take the plant out of the pot. See, like this is what the leaves will look like. See that? It just kind of rips off, like rots off, and it's like super like squishy and stuff. So the first thing we should do is just take off all the bad leaves. Let me see. I think I probably lost almost every leaf on this thing except for the top, which I was actually very lucky, because if you see this Echeveria plant actually had a very long stem because it was actually not getting enough light during the time I got it, so it actually elongated itself. And I think that might be saving me right now, because I have more stem to work with by trimming off the rot, and I still have enough stem for it to hopefully recover and grow more roots. Okay, so let's go ahead and take everything off. Yeah, see, all these leaves are done. Super soft. I think I might just even take this guy off and just save the top. I could try to propagate this leaf, but it probably doesn't look very healthy either. Okay, so this is probably like the only healthy area on top. And if you look at the stem, for one, there is absolutely no roots just because it all rotted off. See, it just kind of pulls off super easily. And second, feel the stem. This thing feels super squishy. Let me see if I can get zoomed in better. There you go. So yeah, if you like press on it, see like that, it just rips open. So this is all rot. So the good thing about succulents is they're very resilient. So as long as you cut off the rot and then just kind of like baby it, well, it's a good chance that it will come back. So let me go ahead and get a pair of scissors, and then let's kind of cut off all the rot. So whenever you're treating a plant where you have to actually cut off like some parts of a leaf or a stem, it's always good to sanitize, you know, whatever tool you're using, especially since this is such a rare succulent. I don't want any other infection to happen. So you know, basically make sure you have like rubbing alcohol, and you just kind of clean your blade with it. So then it kills off any like bacteria, virus, fungal, anything that could be on your cutting scissors. So these are actually my crafting scissors, but they're the sharpest, so that's why I want to have a nice clean cut. Okay, so after that, so right now I'm just gonna try to cut off as much of this rot as possible without cutting too much of the stem, so then it'll have more energy. Oh, see, that guy just fell right off. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, so you have more energy to kind of put into more roots. Okay, so I'm guessing, yeah, it feels soft right here and it gets harder right here. Okay. So we could take a look at the cut. So usually you can see if the rot has kind of went into this, like further deep into the stem. But this looks like it's a decent cut, like the rot hasn't gone all the way up on the stem. It's a little bit dark brown on the center. But this is, yeah, this is the best I can do and hope for the best pretty much. Alright, so after you cut off the rot, you pretty much want to let this kind of dry out. You don't want to just place it into the soil or basically get it wet or anything. So yeah, you want to have the cut to be nice and calloused up. So usually if I have like other plants, not so rare succulents get rot, I'll do the same thing, but then I will actually leave it out in my garden. But right now it is winter in Southern California. It's not like super cold, but then it drops down to about 45 degrees. And if I want the best chance for this guy, I want to keep him in like a warmer environment and a nice drier environment too, because right now during the mornings is a little bit more misty. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this guy inside and just kind of place it on place it with my other more expensive succulents. Alright, so I think I'm gonna keep my succulents in here kind of with these other two Korean imports, and it's kind of just in the same pot as my monstera owl, but this is kind of where I have my house plants. So this window kind of gets a little bit of morning sun, maybe about like right here, and over here just all filter light. So I'm just gonna place this just gently on top of the soil without the ends maybe not touching the soil, so it can actually dry out a little bit, and give it about maybe a few days or even a week. I'm gonna see like how the stem looks after that. And once that thing calloused up, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it inside this dirt right here, because I feel like the succulents are actually really happy inside the house. And then of course I'm not like overwatering on with this plant, so. But of course, you know, you guys don't have to do what I did right here. You know, just leave it somewhere to dry out. You know, get another pot with a very well-drained soil. And of course, like I said, you know, once it's nice and calloused up, stick it into the dirt and just leave it alone. But definitely keep it away from direct sun, and also keep it in a warm place, because the warmer they are, the more that they can try and produce roots for you, and higher chance of survival, pretty much. So yeah, that's it guys. I just want to, you know, give you guys a little video on how I treat root rot or stem rot on a succulent, and also just kind of tell you my experience and what not to do so this doesn't happen to you guys. But yeah, of course, of all the succulents I mess up on the most expensive ones. Whatever, it's a learning experience with gardening for reals. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Bye.